Hello guys, and welcome back to another case study with me. There have been a lot of cases in the last few weeks. I am busy in a lot of things and, I have been making videos a lot. That's why I think I haven't been able to talk to you one-to-one. But I will really hope that you all guys are okay and you all guys are, fighting your way through the life. But yeah, generally, I hope that you all guys are okay and doing good in your life. Hopefully, you guys are also not desensitized to these kind of cases. I will hope that you guys will have some humanity left. But let's start with today's case now. After the 𝐐𝐿𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐞𝐬 case, there was a little hope in our society that maybe now for girls in our community, there will be a little more discussion about safety for women and more laws will be made. And all the people who do this atrocity towards women will be more scared. But we were wrong. 11-year-old girl was impatiently waiting for her mom to return from work in the evening, but minutes turned into hours, and her mom had no clue. Neither her phone was ringing, nor any of her friends knew where she would be at that time. So what happened to this mom that even after leaving her daughter alone at home, she did not return home for so long? So let's learn a little more about today's case, revolving around Uttarakhnd's nurse incident. Nadia G was a 33-year-old nurse from Uttarakhand's Rudrapur area. She used to work in a private hospital. Life wasn't easy for Nadia, because even after her marriage and having a child, the relationship between her and her husband was so bad that they had divorced each other. And all the responsibilities of her 11-year-old daughter came to Nadia. Despite the emotional baggage of her marriage and the trauma of her divorce, she also had to take care of her 11-year-old daughter. But if somehow she could do all this, do a job, take care of her child, even then, she had to face the society that she is a divorcee woman. A society that shows divorcee women very low. They consider them very low. This is the truth. And that too when divorce is a taboo in India, even in today's time. But luckily, Nadia's family was not such a conservative and narrow-minded family, because after Nadia's divorce, they supported her fully, and they also called her to live with their daughter in their house. Nadia was trying to make a better life for herself and her daughter after the divorce. And after the divorce, living with her family again became like a support system for her. Her family made her feel that she is not alone after this divorce or in this war. She is not alone at all. And they helped her a lot to establish herself so that she can stand on her feet again. And because of this support, she got the hope of restarting her life. And that's why she started her post in the hospital again. So Nadia was living her life. She used to come to the hospital every day. She used to go to work every day. And after finishing her duty, she used to either come home by rickshaw or some auto in the evening. This was her daily routine. But on the evening of 30th July, she never came back home. When Nadia didn't come back home, her family started to get worried because she wasn't even getting a call. So because she wasn't even getting a call, Nadia's sister started calling all her relatives and friends. But no one had any information about Nadia. Whatever she tried on her level, it was all going in vain. Then they thought, why don't we call the hospital? So she called her hospital also. And the hospital said that Nadia had left home on time after finishing her duty. But no one had any idea where she went after that. And as soon as Nadia heard this, without wasting any time, Nadia's sister went to Nadia's police station on 31st of July and wrote her missing report. And now the police were looking for Nadia. The police tried to track all of Nadia's movements through CCTV camera. According to CCTV, they saw Nadia leaving the hospital on 30th July. After that, she was sitting in an e-rickshaw from Indira Chowk to go home. But when they checked the CCTVs near Nadia's apartment, they never saw her going to her house. All of this meant that Nadia had disappeared from the e-rickshaw on the way to her house. So after this point, the police had complete suspicion on this e-rickshaw driver, because he was the last person who saw Nadia. But after interrogating him, they came to know that the e-rickshaw driver had just left the address that Nadia had told him. And what happened after that? That rickshaw driver had no idea. Even after doing so much investigation, the police couldn't find out anything about Nadia's whereabouts. So the question still remained. Where did Nadia go? Nadia's disappearance was more than a week now. And I can't even imagine what her 11-year-old daughter must have been going through at that time. She did not have her dad and emotional support like parent and emotional support. She only had her mom. But Nadia's family still had hope. But on 8th August, after a long time, they got a news about Nadia G, which was not good at all. Since Nadia's apartment used to lie right next to the border between Uttarakhand and UP. Police's investigation had now brought her to Bilaspur colony in UP, 1.5 kilometers away from Rudrapur. There, in an empty plot of land amidst the bushes, the police found Nadia's body in a very terrible condition. Her body was so badly decomposed that it smelled of a sharp and foul smell. Her limbs were stiff and her face was hit so badly with a stone that it was not even recognizable. The only way the police could identify her was by her nurse uniform, which was barely covering her body. This clearly meant that she had been physically abused. There were scratches and wounds all over her body, which indicated that she had tried her best to save her life before she died. I don't know about you guys, but when I read this detail, I felt so sick. I just came off of this 𝐐𝐿𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐞𝐬 case, and after reading this, I was like, okay, humanity is completely over. And when Nadia's family found out about this, they were in disbelief. All this time, they had hoped that the police would bring our daughter home safely. But they did not expect that the police would bring such bad news to them. Their whole family was broken. They did not know what to do. They did not know what to believe, because a person who did this to someone could not be a human at all. But the person who did all this to Nadia had made a very big mistake, because of which he was going to be caught. The police saw the body and noticed that Nadia's belongings, her purse, her phone, everything was missing. And this could only mean one thing. Whoever had done this to Nadia, he had robbed them. The police immediately traced Nadia's phone, and they found her location in the city of Bareilly, UP. But because all this was in the jurisdiction of UP, the Uttarakhand police informed the UP police about this case, but they did not get any answer from there. In fact, when Nadia's family tried to file a case against the UP police, they were treated very badly. This was not acceptable at all. Such treatment with Nadia's family was not at all justified. And after this, Nadia's family lost faith in the police. For some reason, Nadia's family believed that the people of her hospital had done that to Nadia. Because according to them, when they saw Nadia's body, they noticed that her organs were also missing. That's why Nadia's family called for a proper investigation of their daughter's case. And along with them, Nadia's colleagues and a lot of people from Uttarakhand started protesting for Nadia. I don't know why, but her family must have felt that the people of the hospital with whom she had been living for so long, they must have done something to Nadia, which we found out later in this case. That was completely wrong, because whoever had done all this to Nadia, he was someone else. And although all their suspicions were wrong, but because of this accusation of Nadia's family, the Uttarakhand police had formed a special team, because of which Nadia's investigation was not missing. So if they don't think that the people of the hospital have done something, then maybe this team would never have been formed. And maybe Nadia's family would never have found their culprit. And then this team went to the last known location of Nadia, which was Bareilly, UP, to investigate. Upon reaching Bareilly, the police found Nadia's phone in the house of a woman named 𝐐𝐿𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐞𝐬. And upon seeing the police in their house, 𝐐𝐿𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐞𝐬 was very scared. She was so scared that she told the police everything truthfully. She told the police that her husband had done all this to Nadia, whose name was Dharmender Kumar. 𝐐𝐿𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐞𝐬 told that to save her husband, she had sent him to her relative's house in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. But despite telling the truth, the police were not going to leave 𝐐𝐿𝐞𝐫𝐢𝐞𝐬, because she had helped a criminal knowingly, and they arrested her also. And on 14th August, the police had also arrested Dharmender from Jodhpur. But who is this Dharmender, and what was his relation with Nadia G, or what was his identity? Dharmender Kumar was a 28-year-old man who was actually going to live in Bareilly, UP. But due to his labor jobs, his Uttarakhand used to come and go. His life was spent in poverty. He was poor since childhood, so to survive, to feed his wife, to run his house, he didn't hesitate to do looting. He didn't have humanity in his mind, and as soon as he got a chance, he used to do everything without any second thought. But unfortunately, on 38th July, when 𝐐𝐬 was going back to her house, then she met this monster. According to his statement, Dharmender noticed 𝐐𝐬 getting down from the rickshaw, and in a state of intoxication, he started following 𝐐𝐬. When 𝐐𝐬 was passing through a deserted place, then Dharmender attacked her, and he took 𝐐𝐬 in the middle of the bushes. At first, Dharmender just wanted to steal her money and her jewelry, but because he had caught 𝐐𝐬 and she was fighting back, so that's why he got angry, and for some unknown reason, he destroyed 𝐐𝐬's body. And then to assert his dominance, he beat 𝐐𝐬 a lot. And then he strangled 𝐐𝐬's neck with her scarf and killed her. Dharmender strangled her neck so hard with his scarf that she couldn't breathe. And then eventually she died. Seeing that 𝐐𝐬 is dead, Dharmender hit her face with a stone many times, so that her face gets ruined and she doesn't recognize anyone. After covering his tracks, he took all 𝐐𝐬's belongings, including her phone, jewelry, and 3,000, and ran away. And 𝐐𝐬's dead body was lying there for 9 days. Just like Kolkata case, this case was also protested a lot in Uttarakhand. And because of those things, the police had to make this case their #1 priority. And because of 𝐐𝐬's colleagues and all the young responsible people of Uttarakhand. Because a lot of young people were attending these protests. So because of them, this case was solved so quickly. Police had charged Dharmender with robbery, sexual assault, murder, and abduction, because of which he could get life imprisonment or death penalty. I hope that this Dharmender gets punished as soon as possible and 𝐐𝐬 gets justice. And this case is a prime example that if people don't stay quiet, like people of Uttarakhand didn't stay quiet for this case. So how soon you can get justice, how soon you can find their culprit, and how soon police gets involved in a case. So hopefully you got to learn something from this case, that don't ever keep your voice down for anyone. And with that, this case is on halt here. But with that, I hope that you guys are happy. I hope that you guys are healthy. Please keep your loved ones very close to you guys, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.